I realize I can only one hole and one drink. That's it. Attainable, realistic, and timely. Okay, now realistic. This one really gets to me. It's very interesting because I don't like the word realistic. You know, it's to me. I don't want something that is realistic. I want something that's unrealistic. And however, when I look at realistic and unrealistic, I look at it in such a way as something, let's say I cannot absolutely change, like I can't become a man. I mean, I could. I could, but, you know, then there's all kinds of things that come with that. But, you know, I'm looking at it from that standpoint, because you got to be careful with realistic, because then your limitations can come in as soon as you start dealing with, oh, it's not realistic. So just be very careful with that one. Timely, it has to be marked in time, and we're going to go over that. So we also want to look at something called well-formed goals. Well-formed goals are very different than SMART goals. When you have a goal, you want to say, what do I want? And state it in positive terms. Never say what you don't want. So in other words, what's an example of that? What's a goal stated in negative terms?
I don't want to get fatter.
Yeah, good. I don't want to get fatter. Right. I don't want to lose my job. Okay? And when you're dealing with, again, you're dealing with your mind and speaking to your mind, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, but you want to always speak in positive terms when you're talking to yourself. Because your mind will go to work to achieve it. Is it achievable? Is it possible for a human being to achieve the outcome? If it has been done by someone, then in theory, it could be done by you too. If you are the first, find out if it's possible. So again, there's possibility there, right? What will I accept as evidence that I've achieved my outcome? You need evidence afterwards. I get on the scale. Scale says whatever I need it to say, right? My paycheck, my business income, my relationship. How will you have evidence that your relationship is better? I mean, what evidence could you have that you have an amazing relationship? Sex every day? Is that evidence? What's that? Give me some evidence.
Just a feeling of happiness when you're with that person.
Yeah, that could be it. Good. Right. You need evidence. Is achieving this outcome within my control? Now, this is very important, because if you set a goal that I am going to change my husband, I'm going to make him, you know, or I'm going to, you want the goal to be actually within your control versus something that is actually within someone else's control. I want to, you know, whatever goal that you have has to be something that you are in control of. Does that make sense? Okay, great. And are the costs and the consequences of obtaining this outcome acceptable? There are going to be costs. There's going to be a reality associated with it. I mean, there's going to be, okay, it's going to cost me this much. You're going to see all of this in a few minutes. But once you really get into it, you're going to see that there's stuff to do. Okay, is this okay with me? That I've got all this stuff to do. Costs, consequences. Am I okay with all of this? If I take a job that's going to make me travel all over the world and do all of these great things, but the consequences are that I leave my family. You know, am I okay with that? So you want to consider these things. Do I have all the resources I need to achieve my outcome? If you don't, then can you get the resources? For instance, resources are knowledge, beliefs, objects, premises, people, money, and time. You can get all of those resources. You don't have them. But you want to consider your resources. It's very, very important, because it's going to take resources to achieve your goal. Whatever it is, it's going to take one of those. If I could have it now, would I take it? Because there are costs and consequences of it. Hi, how are you? There's costs and consequences of achieving the outcome. So if you really want to look, it's great to have this breakthrough, this dream, this idea, but you also will have consequences to that. Are you able to deal with the consequences, whatever those are, of that dream? So all of these things are to be considered. Now, turn to the next page. It's my vision for my life, 2012. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a vision for your life. And what this is it's a simple paragraph of what you want your life to look like at the end of this year. So you're going to state it in terms of December 31st. So here you are, it's December 31st. You're going to state it as if you already have it. Not, I want to have this, I want to have that. So go ahead and write a paragraph. I have, you know, whatever, my body's ripped, I've got millions of dollars and the love of my life and never been happier, whatever. Go ahead and write it now. I'll give you 2 minutes.